I thought I'd do a video on both this screwdriver here, as well as how to get tool truck quality tools for a fraction of the price. Now, as you can see, this is a Snap-on SDM series multi-bit ratcheting screwdriver. And for those of you that are familiar with it, you'll know that it's been around for a lot of years, I think 30 or 40 years. And they're pretty straightforward. They have this hard handle that hasn't changed since its introduction. Your bit storage in the end, that cap comes off. This is your on-off switch for the ratcheting mechanism. And on the end you have your magnetic tip. Now as you can see, this one is brand new in the box, never been opened. And these retail, the SDMs, retail on Snap-on site for somewhere around the $80 to $100 range, depending on the variation. There's a few different versions. There's also different lengths too. But I got this one for $40 US. And you're probably wondering what made this one cheaper than the rest. It is the same screwdriver with all the same bits, and it is, but what made this cheap is basically what makes a lot of tool truck tools cheap. And the fact that this is a signature series, a collector's edition. This particular one is a Dale Earnhardt signature series. Great driver, nothing against Dale. But what happens with a lot of these limited edition tools is they get thrown on a shelf and kind of forgotten about. And then over the years, they fall into other hands that either revere them a lot and think they're worth a fortune, which they're really not. They're not worth a whole lot because most of these are collected, they're saved and not used. But the ones that don't revere them sell them for next to nothing because they don't realize that this is an actual screwdriver. It is an SDM. It's not a display piece. It does work like all the other SDMs, and it does carry the lifetime warranty. It is made in Kenosha, Wisconsin. I had to read that. So it's made in the USA like all the rest of them. And the only difference between this particular one is Earnhardt's signature on the handle. And over the years, Snap-on's been making limited editions of many things, both for NASCAR as well as other things. And I've noticed in collecting and buying tools over the years that these are the values. Another example I picked up just a few weeks prior to this is this. Just so happens to also be Dale Earnhardt. He was the most popular one, but I've seen others, Jeff Gordon, you name it, that also had their names on tools. Now this is a Mac XR8PA hard handle 3/8 ratchet. I got this also for about, it was $25 or $30 US, brand new. Now, why that is, again, is this is a limited edition Dale Earnhardt. It's a Winston Cup to commemorate his Winston Cup win in the mid-90s in 93. Now, there's guys out there, vintage tool collectors, that love these old XRs. They're kind of a coarse tooth count, but they're great ratchets. And you know what, they're really worth, even today, they're worth good money. But what makes this one worth nothing? Well, the fact that it is a limited edition, and the person that sold it to me thought it was just a display ratchet, that you couldn't actually put it in service. And that's not the reality. Now, what gave some of these tools a bad reputation is there have been tools, and you got to know what you're looking for. There have been tools over the years that they cast with like gold plating, or with, if they're wrenches, they're not actual sizes, they're just kind of generic looking combination wrenches, or whatever the case. But in later years, it became so expensive to cast completely different tools just for a commemorative edition that these companies just started to take tools that were already in production, real tools, and just adding a little bit of fancy bits. And this one in particular is a perfect example. Now I will say Mac on these doesn't put the XR8PA part number. I don't know if they back these with a warranty, although you can still get all the rebuild mechanisms for them. But having had an actual XR in my box to compare this to, they're the very same. There is zero difference. Snap-on goes a little further, And on these, they actually put a part number, so you can cross-reference them, and you can see that, yes, this is 100% a warrantyable tool that you can use every day. But again, $100, you get one of these. Well, these are long since out of production, but something like this used, if it was just a regular ratchet, would be $75, $80. I see guys paying $100 for new old stock. I paid $30. It's not bad. And you know what? You can use these if you want to, or you could put them on the shelf and just have them as eye candy. Either way, check these out. They're a good value. And for some collectors, especially NASCAR collectors, they often clear this stuff out if it's a gift pack or gift sets that include like a die cast. They sell them for very cheap. Now you gotta watch out. There's some guys online that actually know what they have and sell it for good money. But I've been to flea markets and I have found the odd online auction for something like a die cast NASCAR that came with a set of wrenches, or that included a ratcheting screwdriver, when in actuality it was a set of wrenches that included a die cast. And these collectors are selling them basically for the price of the die cast, not factoring in the fact that all the money is in the tool itself. So if you're tool shopping, either at a flea market, yard sale, or online, check these out. Look for the limited editions and stuff. Look into them, because some of them are actual usable tools that you can add in your toolbox for a fraction of the price. I hope you found this video informative. Thanks for watching.